project to boost agriculture. House of Representatives donate 705 million naira to President Tinubu for poverty alleviation to vulnerable Nigerians. Office of the Secretary to the Government of the Federation distanced itself from ongoing investigation by EFCC.
To this day, Governor has never responded to all those correspondences.
Rivers State House of Assembly begins impeachment proceedings against Governor Fubara and his deputy. Now details. Members of the House of Representatives have donated the sum of 705 million naira, 50% of their basic 6-month salary to President Bola Tinubu for onward usage for poverty alleviation to vulnerable Nigerians. Speaker Tajuddin Abbas presented the symbolic check to President Tinubu at an iftar in honor of the House leadership and selected members at the State House. That this gesture is in fulfillment of their earlier promise at the peak of economic hardship occasioned by the removal of fuel subsidy in 2024.
We in the House decided on our own that we need to do something symbolic to show our concern to the entire people of Nigeria, that the predicament they were in, we also felt it. And because of that, we took a resolution that from July 2024 to December 2024, we will sacrifice 50% of our basic salaries, so that we will now set that money aside and contribute and donate to you, so that you can also use it to look at the targeted areas in Nigeria where we have vulnerable people who are in need of food, shelter, accommodation, clothing, and what have you. We leave it to you to decide on where you want to intervene. But it is a symbolic contribution from the House to show you, as well as show the whole entire nation, that the passage of that particular period was being felt by each and every one of us.
While the House members promised continued support to the people-oriented policies of the Tinubu administration, Vice President Kashim Shettima, spoke on his behalf. On behalf of his principal, appreciated the House members for their collaboration.
So let's serve with humility. The president has served well. The economy has turned the corner, and we are on a path to sustain growth. He has shown leadership. He has shown magnanimity. He has shown the ability to reach out to the other side of the aisles and embrace all tendencies. I want to commend the Speaker and the leadership of the House for providing stability to the House. There can never be peace without development. There can never be development without peace. The peace in the House is a welcome development. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, on behalf of Mr. President. Thank you, right honorable members of the House of Representatives.
Let's talk bilateral ties. As part of measures to ensure food security in the country, Nigeria and Brazil have signed the commercial phase of the $1.1 billion Green Imperative project to boost agricultural productivity and enhance private sector investment. Vice President Kashim Shettima, during the signing of the commercial phase of the GIP at Presidential Villa, said the GIP will leverage strategic opportunities to drive the nation's economic growth and boost investor confidence. State House correspondent Abdurrahman Jibrila has more.
This is the signing of the Green Imperative Project, the largest agricultural project in Africa, which prioritizes the development of sustainable, low-carbon agriculture, aims to develop structural conditions to boost food production in Nigeria in an efficient and competitive manner.
As this administration addresses the food security challenges we are facing and dovetails with the 8-point agenda of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, it is imperative for us to synergize and use existing initiatives such as the GIP for the purpose of policy continuity, for the purpose of utilizing, leveraging on strategic opportunities to drive our economic growth and also to enhance investor confidence.
The MOU for the $1.1 billion GIP Phase 1 was signed in 2018, while the $4.3 billion Phase 2 of the project and the $2.5 billion component were signed in Brazil during President Tinubu's visit last year.
On behalf of the Brazilian government, I would like to congratulate the Nigerian authorities who led this long negotiation process and the Getúlio Vargas Foundation, which, with its vast experience, managed to bring it to a successful conclusion.
We have commenced from today work will begin in terms of starting all the implementation process. And I want to say that the 774 local governments of this country will all be taken on the basis of their comparative and competitive advantage.
This is lighting up the agri-hub and farm, even for us, and so will it be for the other sub-nationals. So we're looking forward to taking huge advantage of this opportunity as sub-nationals, because this project is our project. We are going to work this project. We are going to make sure that it benefits our people. Whatever we will do to ensure that
our are very passionate about the project, having seen what Brazil has achieved and how it turned a barren savanna into one of the prolific agricultural sites in the world. From the State House, Abdurrahman Jibrila, NTA News.
Meanwhile, Nigeria and Cuba have taken a bold move to strengthen diplomatic and economic ties, with a renewed focus on healthcare, education and trade. Garba Nata'ala reports that the additional areas will also be explored to leverage various key sectors of both nations' economies.
For Nigeria, this is a welcome development. This agreement reached marks a new era of relations with the Republic of Cuba, following the visit of the Cuban Foreign Minister, Bruno Eduardo Rodriguez Parrilla. The Memorandum of Understanding focuses on trade, investment, and the health sector.
With regards to research, with regards to science, with regards to technology, and this is something that Nigeria is keenly looking forward to working together with Cuba towards actualizing.
And we have been exchange views on this matter in order to explore some new interests and consolidate the current ones.
The relationship between Nigeria and Cuba spans over decades, but diplomatically established in 1974, built on mutual respect, cultural affinity, and cooperation. Both nations are committed to promoting peace and stability on a multilateral level. Over the years, trade volume between Cuba and Nigeria has been increasing, primarily driven by medical supplies exported to Nigeria. With the new MOU in place, even greater trade is anticipated. In Abuja, Garba Muhammad Atala, NTA News.
Office of the Secretary to the Government of the Federation has distanced itself from the ongoing investigation by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission (EFCC) involving personal assistant to the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Andrew Tohile Ochi, bordering on allegations of corruption, bribery and money laundering. A statement by the Director of Information and Public Relations, Office of the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Segun Imohiosen, states categorically that the office leadership is not in any way involved in the alleged misconduct, as it has always maintained a strong commitment to transparency, accountability and integrity. The statement recognizes the efforts of the EFCC on this matter to ensure that those found culpable are held accountable, but however, urges the public not to speculate or draw conclusions as investigations are still ongoing. The Office of the SGF appreciates the understanding and support of public on this matter. Rivers State House of Assembly has threatened to publish in 3 national newspapers alleged gross misconduct it has leveled against Governor Siminalayi Fubara and the Deputy Governor, Professor Ngozi Odu. The House, at its 137th sitting led by Martins Amehule, made the resolution during plenary. The House also passed a resolution mandating the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission (EFCC) to investigate the Secretary to the state government over alleged gross misconduct.
Items on the other paper for consideration by the House were publication of alleged gross misconduct imputed to the office of the governor and that of the deputy governor in 3 national newspapers, call for EFCC to investigate the secretary to the state government over alleged unauthorized spending of appropriation bill, and amendment to the standing orders. Speaking on the allegations raised by the lawmakers, Speaker Martin Amehule said he was displeased that several letters and resolutions of the House were rejected by the governor and his officials.
Distinguished colleagues, we are all aware of the difficult times we are in, a period where a governor of a state who swore to an oath of office to abide by the Constitution will be directing staff of the government not to receive correspondence from us. We have made every effort through courier, through personal service, and the governor makes it impossible for communication or correspondence from this house to get to him. To this day, governor has never responded to all those correspondences.
Leader of the House, Major Jack, led the debate, moving a motion that the letters be published in national dailies to ensure that information gets to the appropriate quarters. The Deputy Speaker raised the allegation that the Office of the SSG has been spending taxpayers' funds without authorization, hence the call for Economic and Financial Crimes Commission to investigate the matter. On amendment to the standing orders, Chairman Committee on Standing Orders, Linda Stewart, recommended that a new rule be added to all the 5, which will allow the House to sit at any day or time when it becomes necessary in public interest or emergencies. The House unanimously agreed on all 3 resolutions. Sitting has been adjourned indefinitely. In Port Harcourt, Nkiru Onyejesi, NTA News.
Meanwhile, political analysts say Rivers State is in dire need of a National Peace Committee to broker a political solution to the ongoing crisis. Experts discussing the situation on Good Morning Nigeria emphasized the importance of Governor Siminalayi Fubara seeking peace with his predecessor to resolve the issue. This move is crucial in addressing the challenges facing the state and finding a peaceful resolution.
Governor Fubara is listening to the wrong crowd. People who are not there in the closet, behind the closed door, when the negotiation about how to make him a governor was permitted, are the people who are advising him and trying to let him know that you can break free and be your own man. They are the one. Don't forget that even political solutions have been, the president spearheaded a political solution in December 2023, when all of them were, all the key dramatic personnel were brought to Abuja.
The aides, PA, that was not there when the agreement was reached, we said, His Excellency is sleeping. I will tell him when he wakes up. Then they will not tell him that he called. All of these are the characters who run around you, brew these issues. Governor Fubara should lift himself above those things and approach the man who he had issues with agreement. He can go to him. Yeah.
You're watching the news at 10 on NTA News 24. We have more reports after the break. Do stay with us.
Celebrate Ramadan with Bafi and enjoy up to 40% off on selected products from living room, dining room, bedroom, and royal sets. Pay less, save more, and refresh your home for iftar gatherings and cherished moments with family and friends. Visit our showrooms in Abuja, Lagos, Kano, and Enugu, or shop online to enjoy our exclusive Ramadan sale. Let's make this Ramadan unforgettable.
Thank you for staying tuned. Now to legal matters. Lagos State High Court sitting in Ikeja has reserved judgment on the originating summons filed by the reinstated Speaker, Lagos House of Assembly, Mudashiru Obasa, and rulings on applications by defense finality of the removal of the plaintiff on January 13, 2025. Musa Toliad has details.
Presenting Lagos State House of Assembly and a suit filed by the reinstated Speaker, Mudashiru Obasa, who is challenging his removal. She says Femi Falana SAN remains the competent and duly authorized counsel to represent the House of Assembly, the first defendant in the case. Justice Pinero added that the suit filed by Olalekan Onofeko challenging his suspension as a clerk of the House of Assembly at the National Industrial Court, Lagos, is yet to be determined, and that facts in a substantive suit filed by Mr. Obasa have been raised in the present application, which she cannot delve into at this stage. Mr. Falana, who said he hasn't been debriefed, added that the National Industrial Court has since denied ordering the reinstatement of former clerk of the Lagos House of Assembly. Abimbola Akeredolu SAN, representing Obasa on other matters, argued that the application was tied to unresolved substantive issues in the case, while Oludaramola, representing 33 of the 40 lawmakers, the 3rd and 35th defendants, claimed the majority of lawmakers had suspended Onofeko and retained Falana, accusing the opposing side of misinterpreting the National Industrial Court's order. In another application filed by Falana to rule out the case, the counsel argued that the court does not possess the jurisdiction to interfere in matters of the Assembly. He noted that the Speaker of the House of Assembly was elected by members of the Assembly and can be removed from seat only by the members. Justice Jetune Pinero, however, reserved judgment on the originating summons, saying a date for the judgment will be communicated to all parties concerned. In Lagos, Musa Toliad, NTA News.
House of Representatives has vowed not to compromise standard on roads construction and rehabilitation across the country, assuring motoring public of timely delivery of projects. Chairman, House Committee on Works, Akim Alabi, stated this during an oversight visit to the ongoing construction and rehabilitation of some major highways. National Assembly correspondent Isa Mohammed has details.
The ongoing road projects inspected by the committee are Abuja-Kaduna and Abuja-Lokoja Federal Highways, put at 20% completion stage. Committee members expressed satisfaction with the quality of work at both locations. They, however, caution against the use of substandard materials, as the committee will pay unscheduled visits to monitor and evaluate progress.
We want to see results for every single kobo allocated. Now, this contract has been awarded, and we as a parliament, we want to ensure we follow up on this project so that quality is ensured and timeline is maintained.
What we're doing now, we're milling the Wariam binder up to a depth of 11 cm. Then a fresh stone base is brought and compacted to a compacted thickness of 150 mm with a stabilized 3.5% cement. And then after that, we have our CRCP, that's a continuously reinforced pavement structure, of a 200 mm thickness.
The two dual carriageway roads have 22 kilometers stretch each with 12 months time frame for completion. In Abuja, Isa Muhammad, NTA News.
Many thanks, Isa. The Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, has called for inclusion of women and underserved groups in the financial ecosystem to promote entrepreneurship, expand market participation, and strengthen financial resilience. Details with Alika Okpanachiarwa on Business News.
Reiterating the Apex Bank's commitment to driving bold, data-driven policies that accelerate access to finance, drive investments, and foster a more inclusive, dynamic economy, the Deputy Governor, Corporate Services of the Central Bank of Nigeria, Usoro, stated this during a presentation in London titled Accelerating Women's Financial Inclusion, Unlocking Opportunities for Growth and Investments. She maintained that be it women-led businesses seeking capital, professionals securing financial future, or rural communities accessing banking for the first time, inclusion is a catalyst for sustainable growth. Meanwhile, the Securities and Exchange Commission has announced plans to publicly shame capital market operators found guilty of violating market laws and regulations. This enforcement strategy, the Commission says, underscores the Commission's dedication to safeguarding the integrity and stability of the Nigerian capital markets, protecting investors, and ensuring strict adherence to established rules and regulations. The Commission therefore advised stakeholders and capital market operators to take note of the new enforcement approach and ensure full compliance with regulatory requirements. Let's take a look at Monday tradings on the floor of the exchange. With business news, Alika Okpanachi Arwa.
Thank you, Alika. Now, Minister of Marine and Blue Economy, Adegboyega Oyetola, identifies the African Strategic Summit on Shipping Decarbonization as a key opportunity for enhancing sustainability in Africa's maritime sector. Oyetola emphasized this during a two-day workshop co-hosted by the Ministry of Marine and Blue Economy and the UCL Energy Institute's Bartlett School of Energy, Environment and Resources in Abuja. Vivian Ezedefe has more.
This is the maiden edition of the African Strategy Summit on Shipping Decarbonization, kicking off in Abuja, the nation's capital. It brought together experts, regulators, policymakers, industry leaders, and stakeholders to tackle the pressing issue of greenhouse gas emissions from the shipping industry and as well find solutions that will prepare Africa for a sustainable future. Minister of Marine and Blue Economy, Adegboyega Oyetola, declared the workshop open as he emphasized the importance of Africa taking a proactive role in shaping its maritime future.
In addressing challenges, Africa must strengthen its technical capacity to support effective climate action. The lead Afrocentric project has been instrumental in providing evidence-based research and policy recommendations to help African nations engage in meaningful discussions with IMO.
Key stakeholders, including the Director General of NIMASA, acknowledged the significant role of the shipping industry in international trade and its contribution to greenhouse gas emissions.
Maritime practices. The decision we make today will shape the future of our maritime industry and our contribution to global climate goals.
This summit is a vital platform to strengthen international and regional partnerships. As we deliberate, let's prioritize clear practical practices innovative funding methods like the Blue Deal, and then embrace advanced technologies essential for sustainable maritime operations. Are strictly guided by IMO 3 and 4 regulations. IMO compliant, they are compliant with that regulation with credible international air pollution and prevention ratings.
The benefit of decarbonization for just and equitable practices, advocating for policies that align with global decarbonization goals are major takeaways here by participants. The African Strategy Summit on Shipping Decarbonization marks a crucial step towards sustainable maritime development. Its success will be instrumental in promoting sustainable maritime development, supporting the global climate agenda, and benefiting African economies and societies. Vivian Izadifi, NTA News.
Still talking blue economy. Key players in the maritime sector at a one-day policy dialogue are advocating full exploration of the hidden potentials of the nation's blue economy for economic growth. The event, with the theme, The Imperative of Harnessing Blue Economic Potentials for Economic Diversification and Sustainable Development in Nigeria, was organized by the National Institute for Legislative and Democratic Studies, NILS. Mohammed Rabiu Ali has more.
Studies, including that of International Maritime Organization, have consistently recognized Nigeria's potential in the blue economy in areas of shipping, maritime trade, and other onshore activities. Experts say these potentials can help drive economic growth and development.
One of the key important issues that has to do with blue economy is renewable energy. One of the major problems of Nigeria and African countries is energy sector. You can't develop industry without energy.
We've been battling with how to stabilize the exchange rate of our currency. The marine economy and blue economy present a major opportunity for us to raise significant foreign exchange to help stabilize that.
They also corroborated efforts of past administration in carrying out reforms in the sector.
In the past, where fusions of so many ministries fused together into one. And because of that, we could not really identify the potential of the marine economy in growing our economy as a country. I think this bold initiative by Mr. President is a commendable effort which we need to really applaud.
The one-day seminar opens up a new page which stakeholders believe that if countries like Singapore, Norway, and the United States can demonstrate utilization of marine resources and contribute to their GDP, Nigeria can also tap from the unlimited potential of the blue economy. In Abuja, Muhammad Rabiu Ali, NTA News.
The Nigerian Civil Aviation Authority, NCAA, has approved for Max Air to resume its domestic flight operations following the successful completion of 90 days economic and safety audit. After a comprehensive safety and audit and re-inspection of Max Air organization, procedures, personnel and aircraft in line with the NCAA's regulations 2023, it has been confirmed that Max Air has the capacity to sustain safe flight operations and resume domestic flights effective from March 17, 2025. The Director of Public Affairs and Consumer Protection of the NCAA, Michael Achmugu, in a statement says NCAA will continue to monitor Max Air closely through an enhanced surveillance program to ensure strict compliance with its regulations. He added that the authority remains committed to ensuring that all airlines adhere to the highest safety standards for the continued well-being of the aviation industry. Now take another break. The news at 10 continues in just a moment.
I am Oluremi Tinubu, the global and national Stop TB champion. Many people have asked why I've chosen to champion the fight against a disease like tuberculosis. My reason stems from a deep personal experience. I once had a friend who unfortunately fell ill and concealed the nature of his sickness until it was too late. Eventually, after he passed, we discovered he had tuberculosis. Sadly, due to the stigma and discrimination surrounding the disease, he would not speak up or seek for help. His death was a painful reminder that we could have intervened and saved a life if only we had known earlier. Tuberculosis is an airborne disease that primarily affects the lungs, but can also impact other parts of the body. Being airborne means anyone, regardless of their socio-economic status, can contract it. In Nigeria, 1 person dies of TB-related illness every 7 minutes, amounting to 206 deaths every day. Globally, 1 person succumbs to TB every 25 seconds, which is a staggering 3,456 lives lost daily. These deaths are entirely preventable because TB is curable if detected and treated early. If you or someone you know has been coughing for 2 weeks or more, coughing up blood, experiencing night sweats, or losing weight drastically, it might be TB. Please visit the nearest government hospital or primary health care center for proper diagnosis and treatment. TB treatment is free in all government and some private health facilities. Let us also remember not to stigmatize or discriminate against TB patients or those who have been treated for TB. Individuals who have been cured of TB cannot infect others. I call on all stakeholders, especially the private sector, to join us in the fight to end TB in Nigeria. Together, we can make a difference. Remember, TB anywhere is TB everywhere. End TB by 2030. Yes, we can.
Thank you for staying tuned. The fundamental change in the tax reform bills before the National Assembly is not just a consolidation of relevant provisions of the existing status, but a paradigm shift towards strategic attainment of the objectives of the economic reform of the present administration. This formed the thrust of the lecture organized by the Nigerian Institute of Advanced Legal Studies in Abuja. Judiciary correspondent Austin Anyebe has more.
There have been diverse views, some in support and others in opposition to the tax reform bills sent to the National Assembly for consideration and passage by President Bola Tinubu in 2024. Therefore, as an institution that conducts research in any branch of law and related issues, NIA centered its 46th annual lecture on the tax reform bills. Guest lecturer Professor Abiola Sani, Dean of Law, University of Lagos, speaking on the topic Dynamics of Poverty, Tax Reform Bills and National Development in Nigeria, said there are lots of positives inherent in the bill as extolled and supported by the Governors Forum.
If you want to know the rate of the imposition of CGT or stamp duties or VAT, you will see all this now in only one statute.
Chief Justice of Nigeria, Justice Kudirat Kekereekun, acknowledged the timeliness of the topic, saying engaging intellectuals to explore the bill will help inform decisions and implementation for the overall good of Nigerians and Nigeria.
Governments across the world leverage taxation as a critical tool for economic management, infrastructure development, and the reduction of social inequalities.
Former President of the Court of Appeal, Justice Umar Abdullahi, and the Director General NIAS appealed to the federal government to expedite work on the NIAS permanent site to enable the institute expand its services.
Of tax reform is on the front burner in Nigeria. In fact, as we are speaking,
is being considered at the National Assembly after a lot of debate from among the public. And what is very unique about what we are doing today is to perform the function of our mandate, having to do with conducting research.
There are details of it that we Nigerians need to be educated on these new tax bills. When they eventually become law, we will see the impact. It's in line with accountability, and it will also help strengthen our macroeconomic stability.
The lecture serves as a platform for scholars, experts and leaders to engage in discussions on pressing national issues. From the National Judicial Institute, venue of the lecture, Austin Anyebe, NT News.
President Bola Tinubu has appointed Bishop Matthew Kuka, the Catholic Bishop of Sokoto Diocese, as the Pro-Chancellor and Chairman of the Governing Council of the Federal University of Applied Sciences in Kachia, Kaduna State. A statement by Special Advisor to the President, Information and Strategy, Bayo Onanuga, says the President has also appointed principal officers for the university, including Professor Chris Williams Barnabas as Vice-Chancellor, Sanusi Gambo Adamu as Registrar, Ibrahim Dalhat as Bursar, and Professor Daniel Abubakar as University Librarian. President Tinubu also approved the appointments of Thomas Etu, representing the North Central, Chief Fabian Nwora, Southeast, Professor Femi Tayo, Southwest, and Zara Bukar, Northeast, as members of the university's governing council. All the appointees were carefully selected based on their distinguished careers, leadership experience, and dedication to advancing education in Nigeria. President Tinubu implored them to use their collective expertise to position the university as a hub for academic excellence and research, aligning with the administration's renewed hope agenda, as well as provide visionary leadership as a solid foundation for the university's growth as it prepares to admit its first cohort of students in September 2025. The Federal University of Applied Sciences was formerly known as Nook University. It was renamed following the federal government's takeover of its assets. The Nigerian Air Force has executed a devastating airstrike against terrorists hideout in Chikidi and Degbawa in bold demonstration of air power and precision night warfare capabilities. A statement by the Deputy Director of Public Relations and Information, Group Captain Kabiru Ali, indicates that the night operation targeted insurgent enclaves deep within the treacherous Mandara Mountains, delivering a critical blow to the terrorist stronghold and disrupting their activities. Acting on credible intelligence, surveillance, and reconnaissance data, reports indicated that the notorious terrorist leader Ali Ngulde and his fighters had planned a high-level engagement at the location. Following this intelligence, the NAF immediately launched a precision night strike under the cover of darkness, achieving complete surprise. With coordinated firepower, extensively destroyed the terrorists' logistics and command center, obliterating multiple structures and eliminated scores of terrorists in their hideouts. This operation against Boko Haram enclaves across the theater significantly degraded their fighting capability, while creating favorable conditions for ground troops to advance and dominate the battle space. The successful execution of the night operation underscores the NAF's growing dominance in both day and night air power capabilities, proving that insurgents can no longer operate under the cover of darkness. Through relentless precision strikes and sustained air operations, the NAF remains committed to utilizing its formidable air power to neutralize terrorist network and restore lasting peace to the region. The Police Service Commission, PSC, has approved the promotion of 66 senior police officers across various ranks. A statement from the Commission indicated that 20 commissioners of police have been elevated to the rank of Assistant Inspectors General, AIG, while 19 deputy commissioners have been promoted to substantive commissioners of police. Additionally, 13 superintendents and 14 deputy superintendents have also been advanced to their next ranks. Among the newly promoted AIGs are senior officers from key commands and units, including CP Disu Olatunji Ruwan of the Federal Capital Territory. The 19 newly appointed commissioners of police have been drawn from critical operational and administrative roles, spanning force headquarters, zonal commands, and state investigative units. The statement further noted that the officers underwent a rigorous selection process, including examinations and interviews, before receiving approval from the Commission. Now, the National Productivity Center is stepping up measures towards improving economic growth and sustainability through increased productivity level. Director General of the Center, Bafa Babadang Agundi, made this known at a high-capacity building training for productivity consultants. Joseph Watson has report.
Participants at this capacity building are to benefit from crop of resource persons whom the National Productivity Center sent abroad, including South Africa, to acquire more knowledge. The aim is to send them as high-profile productivity consultants after the training to public and private enterprise to provide the necessary productivity skills and techniques that will enhance production.
It's for them to be productive and to put their quota in improving the productivity of this country, improving the productivity of all staff across the ministry and parastatals, give trainings to them on how we can improve on the productivity of Nigeria.
The training centers on quality leadership, efficiency, value addition, time and waste management.
The role a leader plays in transforming an organization from a non-productive to a productive institution is very, very critical. As a matter of fact, of all those factors, it is the most critical.
So the general aspect of it is for us to see the effectiveness and efficiency of the work that we do.
So if what the officer is doing before now is not getting results, they now plan another strategy on how to do what, to carry the staff along, so that they be a better version of themselves.
As measures towards revamping Nigeria's economy, the federal government targets individual and organizational high-level productivity rate. In Abuja, Joseph Otsen, NTA News.
Now, after fasting from dawn to dusk during Ramadan, one important moment of the spiritual upliftment is the breaking of fast, which comes after refraining from food, drink, and physical needs, which Islamic scholars say holds deep spiritual significance. Suleiman Abdul Wahab reports that it is not only a time for nourishment, but also for reflection, gratitude, and community bonding by believers.
You see those who are closer to you as Muslims are the Christians. So I think today has demonstrated it practically by seeing a good number of them and high profile of them coming to Habibia Society to engage not only in witnessing, but also to participate in distributing food to those who are less privileged. I think this is wonderful.
The fast is broken at sunset with a meal called iftar, shared with family and friends, promoting community bonds and generosity.
Those that, in fact, they don't have anything which you put into their stomach, you get them, you sit together with them and you eat together, or you break your fast together.
Al-Habibiyya Islamic Mosque is among the mosques prioritizes eating together, strengthening bond and unity among Muslims.
The number now is around 2003, 2005 daily, because they cook like 8-10 bags of rice, so you can calculate. It's very easy for you to know precisely, and about 80 crates of egg that we do. Many people have been asking, how do we survive, how do we sustain this? It has always been a challenge. But I think 2 things or 3 things are the fundamentals. One, Allah's blessing.
An initiative of the chief imam. He mentioned it to me yesterday. We were having a conversation. I said that, wow, I want to be part of it because it sends a very strong signal to the Nigerian people about the unity among Nigerians. You know, and I was also just discussing with the camp president that, look, Nigerians are united, you know, ordinarily. And it is important for us to maintain that impression because it is actually real.
This year, the mosque invited Christian leaders to join in the iftar and also shared over 200 packs of food among the less privileged.
Because
We always have them around us, and the Bible made us to know that we'll always have them around us. But it is left for us now to figure out how we make the poor to feel the impact of those who have.
Islam encourages believers to feed fasting Muslims, especially the less fortunate, during Ramadan.
Somebody went to Jesus at a time and asked, what is the greatest of the law? Jesus said, the greatest of the law is this: love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and your neighbor as yourself. You cannot say you love God, in fact, without loving your neighbors. There is no religion without the love of God. So Christians and Muslims coming together during the time of Lent and Ramadan, even to share food in the mosque, is a fulfillment of the scriptural injunction: love your neighbor as yourself.
Muslims focus on purifying their body, actions, and thoughts. Breaking the fast is a time of reflection and gratitude.
In a world where grand gestures often grab the headlines, it's easy to overlook the small acts of kindness that men show every day. But as our correspondent Thomas Ogbetere delves into the lives of some Nigerians, it was discovered that little things can make a big difference. Now, what are these little things? Let's hear from him.
I have a friend whose husband holds her bag everywhere they go. Not because she's handicapped, not because she cannot do it herself, but it just makes them feel special. You know, I would also use my personal example. My partner would make me a cup of tea every morning.
I carry my wife's bag everywhere. It's part of my accessories. In fact, you know the culture where, oh, we're trying to help you carry what you're carrying, and I'll tell them, leave this one. It's my accessory. It's a constant for me.
It's unusual for them to see a man that is comfortable in his skin, he's his own person, and still doing it. So they're wondering, no, there has to be something. What do you could give them? Cut soap for us now, you know, and all that. So yes, I've heard such comments.
Meet Samuel Obafemi, a father of four who always makes time to help his children with their homework. His wife Dorothy says it is not just about helping with homework, it's about being present and showing interest in their lives.
It was a bit uncomfortable at first, but I got used to it. So now, even when we're going to say, you've forgotten your accessory, it's the one that will carry it. So sometimes, most of the pictures I take, I end up going out for functions and I'm taking picture without a bag. Till I remember, I'm like, oh, okay, let me hold it. It actually complements my dressing and that. So I feel blessed to have a man that puts his family first.
Samuel Obafemi with a smile. He's always in the habit of opening the car and has doors for the wife.
I just do the dishes there and then. We don't even have to wait for someone to come and do the dishes. So for that, yes. For my wife's clothes or undies, I generally we do laundry and we do washing, but I don't have an issue with that. Like, it doesn't even cross my mind, like, why are you washing her undies? Like, it doesn't look like you're washing your wife's undies. It's our thing.
Nothing, just love. Just love. Like, the only thing we chop with that.
For couples like the Obafemis, these small acts have become the glue that holds their relationship together. It's the little things that make me feel seen and loved, Dorothy says, as Samuel concurs and nods in agreement.
These gestures, even though they look small, it goes a long way in giving me peace of mind. And because it gives me peace of mind, I'm able to function as a mother, as you know, someone that that runs a business, that works, as a friend, as a sister, as a colleague, anything. You know, it makes me function fully.
I think for me, the foundation to this idea is service. I would love to serve my wife, and I would love to serve my children. See, at the end of the day, these are the people that matter the most.
Other respondents are of the opinion that the little things that men do may seem insignificant, but they have a profound impact on the people around them. By showing up in these small ways, men can build a stronger relationship, challenge traditional notions of masculinity.
Remembering your birthday, the day you guys met, anniversaries, those things are important.
You know, just stand by your wife against your family, even your friends.
According to a psychologist, Dr. Margaret Olokbo, when men show up in these small ways, it sends a powerful message that they care.
It's not negative, but it's something that is done out of love, but it's just the culture. And so
it's easy to understand why some men feel that it's negative. Upbringing plays a major role in the way we even show love, in the way we see love, and in the way we give love.
In the end, it is clear that the little things that men do, like opening the car door for their partner or surprising their partner with breakfast, have a lasting impact, proving that it's the emotional investment in these acts that truly matter, not the grand gestures. In Abuja, Thomas Ugbeteri, NTA News.
Many thanks, Thomas. Indeed, little things matters a lot. Reports just reaching us indicate that the Federal High Court sitting in Abuja has held that the Office of the Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice lacked the power and authority to initiate, maintain and prosecute offences under the Electoral Act 2022. The trial judge, Justice Inyang Ekwo, gave the verdict while delivering judgment in a suit filed by the governorship candidate of the People's Democratic Party in the 2023 governorship election in Ogun State. Oladipopu Adeputu and 9 others with the AGF as the sole defendant. The plaintiffs had in their originating summons prayed the courts to stop the AGF's office from prosecuting them over an allegation of vote buying leveled against the gubernatorial candidate by the state governor, Dapo Abiodun, and the All Progressives Congress, APC. They prayed the court to hold that the AGF cannot initiate, commence and continue the prosecution of electoral offences under the provisions of the Electoral Act 2022 in view of the sections 153, 158, 160 and paragraph 15, part 1 of the 3rd schedule of the Constitution. Justice Ekwo agreed with the plaintiff that it was only INEC that could initiate and maintain criminal proceedings for offences under the Electoral Act 2022. This is the news at 10. Here is a recap of the major stories. Nigeria and Brazil signed $1.1 billion Green Imperative project to boost agriculture. House of Representatives donates 705 million naira to President Tinubu for poverty alleviation to vulnerable Nigerians. Office of the Secretary to the Government of the Federation distanced itself from ongoing investigation by EFCC.
To this day, Governor has never responded to all those correspondences.
Rivers State House of Assembly begins impeachment proceedings against Governor Fubara and his deputy.
This is NTA News 24.
Thank you for staying tuned. Another report just reaching us indicates that explosion has rocked Trans-Niger pipeline in Rivers State. Details will come your way in our subsequent bulletin. And that's the news at 10. We thank you for watching. My name is Tessie Omeri. Good.